Hello everybody, it's your boy Durf, and welcome to another episode of SKREP MAKENIK. So today I built 4 little trinkets, or toys, to help distract you from doing your work throughout the day. I'm not exactly sure what to call them, but they're just those like little desktop toys. They don't really do anything other than just distract you, or look amusing. Maybe something that you'd find in an old person's home. I don't know. You know what? Instead of a bad explanation, let me just show you what they are. Alright, so here we have a Hyperbolic Slot stick toy thing. I have no idea what it's called, but it's actually based on something that's... it's actually based on something in the real world, and it's just a tiny little trinket to help distract you. So you have this straight stick that's at a 45-degree angle, and this curved slot that it fits into. Now I know what you might be thinking, there's no way that that stick's gonna fit in that slot. But I can assure you that it does. Check this out. So it's because of that rotating motion that the straight stick is actually able to fit through that curved hole. I could just stare at this all day. So this is what I meant by it's just like a little trinkets to help distract you from doing your work throughout the day. It doesn't really accomplish anything other than just grabbing your attention and keeping you from doing your work. Alright, let me show you the next one that I built. So this one actually has 2 curved slots, and it also has 2 sticks. Now this stick is like coming out at like a 60-degree angle, but it also like rotates. There's a bearing here. It also rotates like 135 degrees from this orientation, so I don't really know what that means, but let me just show you how this one works. This one also looks pretty cool. Check it out, check it out. Now, I'm not actually sure why I built these things. I mean, it's just something that I saw a video of. So I'm glad that I took the time to actually make an attempt at building these in SKREP MAKENIK. Because it was a lot of fun figuring out how to make it work, and... well, I got it. Alright, let's turn this thing off. Because I've got more trinkets to show you. So this is a balanced toy. I just called it Balanced Toy 1, thinking that I was going to build more than one, and I don't know. But this is actually based on something in the real... well, okay, so this is actually based on a physical trinket that you could put on your desktop, and it balances. But that desktop trinket is actually based on circus acts, like the high wire act, where they carry a big stick to help them balance. So the point of them carrying the stick is actually to lower their center of mass to make it easier to balance on the tightrope. And this is just an exaggerated version of that, where if you put weights on the end of that stick, it lowers your center of mass even more. So because these weights are actually like super low, and they're super heavy, the center of mass for this entire thing... first, let me delete that red block over there so that you can see this thing in action. Alright. So because this thing has heavy weights and they're like super low over here, the center of mass for this entire thing happens to be lower than the wheel itself. So if you don't know how this works to keep it balanced, here, let me actually just show you in action. You can hit this thing around, but that thing's always going to want to balance. Whether it's tipping front to back or left to right, it's always going to want to stay balanced. So you can sort of imagine how this works by, let's say you have a ball, and that ball, you cut that ball in half. One half you make super, super heavy, and the other half you make super, super light. No matter which way you put this ball down on the ground or a table, the heavy side's always going to want to be at the bottom, and the light side's going to go up to the top. So that's essentially what's going on over here. These heavy weights on the sides push the center of mass below the top here. So this, you can imagine it's like over here somewhere. So this is the heavy side of that ball, and this is the light side. So no matter which way you tip this quote-unquote ball, the light side's always going to want to go back to the top. So that's pretty neat, just like a little balancing trinket. Oh, I don't want him to fall off. And yeah, if you've ever seen one of these in person, it's pretty neat, and it will distract you from doing your work quite effectively. Alright, now let me show you one more trinket that I built. Okay, this guy is a balancing bird. Now you might have seen these around as well. I think these are probably a little bit more popular than the other stuff that I've built. So let me just show you how this thing works, and you know what, I'm going to weld this thing to the ground. Probably because that's going to be a little bit easier on this. For some reason the ground isn't perfectly stable all the time. Okay, so how it works is you just delete the red blocks, and this bird will balance on his little beak. A little microscopic point, that's the center of mass for the entire thing, and it'll stay balanced. How can I show you that it's balanced? Can I... Yep. So it doesn't really matter where you shoot this thing. It will stay balanced. So not like a super functional build. None of these actually serve any purpose other than just to distract you from doing your work throughout the day. But, I don't know, I had some fun building it though. Hopefully you guys enjoy these builds. I'm going to put the links to the workshop builds in the description. And if you guys have any suggestions for any other trinkets that you'd like to see built in Scrap Mechanic, leave them in a comment below, and I'll see what I can do. That's going to be it for this episode of SKREP MAKENIK. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!